While the US Navy has the capability to easily thwart powerful missiles, it finds itself vulnerable to small, slow, and non-stealthy kamikaze drones. The situation takes on a serious tone, especially considering the ongoing attacks by the Houthis on the US in the Red Sea. In response to this threat, the US Navy faces a daunting challenge. To address this, the US Navy is looking to enhance its already impressive aircraft carrier fleet by incorporating laser weapons. Aircraft carriers are a symbol of a nation's strength, and the US boasts the world's largest and most powerful carrier fleet, with 11 carriers in total. Each one surpasses every other carrier globally in size. In fact, the US possesses almost a quarter of all operational carriers worldwide, with a combined deck space exceeding that of all other nations' carriers combined. These colossal American vessels are currently divided into two classes: the Nimitz class, consisting of 10 carriers, and the Gerald Ford class, featuring 1 carrier. The Nimitz class has carriers like USS Nimitz, USS Truman, USS Bush, USS John C. Stennis, USS Reagan, USS Theodore Roosevelt, USS George Washington, USS Abraham Lincoln, USS Vincent, and USS Eisenhower. These carriers, equipped with potent aircraft, efficient launch and arrest systems, formidable weapons, and skilled crews, have been the backbone of the US Navy since 1975. In 2017, the USS Gerald Ford emerged as the successor, belonging to the new Ford class of aircraft carriers. Building on the Nimitz class's experience, it surpasses its predecessors in capabilities. When the US needed to deter potential threats after the October 7th attacks by Hamas, the USS Ford, with a price tag of $13 billion, showcased American dominance and readiness, prompting enemy forces to think twice. Within the confines of the USS Ford structure lie capabilities that set it apart from any other carrier worldwide. These include state-of-the-art nuclear power, courtesy of 2 BLA-1B nuclear reactors, the most cutting-edge engines crafted for aircraft carriers. Generating an impressive 300 megawatts of power, the USS Gerald Ford surpasses its Nimitz-class counterparts by almost 300%. This substantial power translates into a remarkable top speed of 30 knots and a noteworthy responsibility. Adding to its prowess, the Ford's power plant can sustain the carrier for an uninterrupted 25 years without refueling, requiring only a single refueling in its entire 50-year service life. Launch and arrest systems. The USS Gerald Ford boasts the world's most advanced electromagnetic launch system, propelling carrier aircraft to takeoff speed. Outfitted with 4 of these systems, each valued at a hefty $450 million, they pack 29% more power than their steam-based predecessors. Each system can efficiently launch 4,100 aircraft before encountering faults. Complementing this, the arrest system on the USS Ford, designed to bring aircraft to a swift halt on the deck, features 3 arresting gears. Priced at $700 million each, these gears can handle 16,500 arrests before any issues arise, surpassing any similar system globally. Weapons. The USS Gerald Ford is armed with an impressive array of built-in firepower. Equipped with 2 Mk-29 guided missile launchers and 2 Mk-49 guided missile launchers for surface-to-air missile launches, the carrier can eliminate targets from considerable distances. Additionally, it features 3 Phalanx close-in weapon systems, 4 M38 25mm machine guns, and 4 M250 cal machine guns, all strategically designed to neutralize threats effectively. For additional power, the carrier's air wing takes center stage. With a deck nearly the size of 2 football fields, the Ford can accommodate up to 75 fighter jets and unmanned aerial vehicles simultaneously. In emergency situations, this number can rise to 90, surpassing the air forces of approximately 60 nations. The diverse aircraft include FA-18 Hornets, Super Hornets, EA-18G Growlers, E-2 Hawkeye, the F-35B, F-35C, and various other jets deployed for surveillance, threat identification, or threat elimination, depending on the severity. Despite its formidable capabilities, the USS Ford, along with its Nimitz-class counterparts and the accompanying destroyers and cruisers, reveals a significant vulnerability. These vessels were engineered to counter the most formidable threats, making them somewhat ill-suited for handling lower-tier threats. This singular weakness poses a considerable challenge and incurs substantial costs for the US Navy in the Red Sea. Today, not only the USS Ford was deployed to ease tensions in the Israel-Hamas crisis, but also the USS Eisenhower, a Nimitz-class carrier, joined the efforts a few days later. The USS Ford eventually left the region due to an extended deployment, while the USS Eisenhower, along with its fleet of destroyers and a submarine, remained. They were supported by ships from Operation Prosperity Guardian, a mission aimed at restoring order in the Red Sea after the Houthis, a militant group from Yemen, declared a threat against any ships in the Red Sea linked to Israel. This situation was deemed unacceptable by the US, UK, and other allies. The Houthi attacks targeted not only Israel-linked ships, but also vessels connected to 55 nations globally, escalating into an international crisis. Upon reaching the region, ships from Operation Prosperity Guardian and the USS Eisenhower Strike Group started intercepting Houthi missiles aimed at disrupting Red Sea traffic. Within a few months, Operation Prosperity Guardian successfully neutralized over 90 Houthi explosives, predominantly drones. While these drones are relatively inexpensive, ranging from a few thousand to $100,000, the American missiles used to counter them cost up to $2.1 million each, creating a substantial 2,000% cost disparity. To put it in perspective, intercepting just 50 Houthi drones with these missiles would cost the US Navy $100 million. This economic disproportion poses a challenge for the US, as the Houthis can deplete significant amounts of the US Navy's surface-to-air missiles, originally designed for million-dollar fighter jets, using low-cost drones. While the value of human lives is immeasurable, sustaining such disproportionate defense-to-attack costs becomes a concern for any economy, including that of the United States. Moreover, surface-to-air defense missiles prove ineffective against swarms of targets, a tactic frequently employed by killer drones. Each American warship has a limited supply of interceptor missiles, making it challenging to combat a large number of drones without swift resupply. Resupplying these ships in a distant location from American or Allied shores presents considerable challenges, further complicating the situation. The United States is in urgent need of a new, superior solution to safeguard American ships without causing economic strain. Enter the revolutionary realm of laser weaponry. In the absence of effective air defense, warfare becomes a simplistic exchange of blows until one side succumbs to destruction. It's a two-dimensional approach. Winning a war shouldn't solely be about obliterating the enemy's fleet, but also ensuring the protection of one's own assets. After all, what kind of victory is it if everything is lost in the process? This is why air defense systems play a pivotal role. Currently, the world's most powerful nations, including the US, heavily rely on missiles for air defense. However, with the limitations of missile-based systems exposed, the US Navy has embraced a seemingly futuristic solution: laser weapons. Operating at the speed of light, 180,000 meters per second, these lasers can obliterate an entire swarm of killer drones in seconds, catching them off guard. What makes laser weapons even more appealing is their remarkably low cost, a mere fraction of the expenses associated with current interceptor missiles, with energy bills amounting to just a few dollars. Moreover, as long as there is power, a laser weapon can keep firing indefinitely, boasting an unlimited magazine without the need for reloads. This game-changing technology promises to enhance the might of the US Navy on the seas, making even the most formidable ships more potent and diminishing threats like the Houthis. While the Navy has not yet deployed such a weapon, significant resources have been allocated to create a fleet of laser weapons, each surpassing the last in power. The ultimate goal is to develop a fully functional, potent laser weapon capable of disintegrating drones. In 2014, a major step was taken with the completion of the 33 kilowatt CQ-3 laser weapon system, also known as LAWS, which underwent successful sea trials on the amphibious transport ship USS Ponce. The promising results have spurred further research and development. This led to the creation of a second, more powerful laser weapon called Helios, short for high-energy laser with integrated optical dazzler and surveillance system. Developed by Lockheed Martin at a cost of $15 million, Helios is a 60 kilowatts laser weapon that can be scaled up to 150 kilowatts. It marks the first permanent laser weapon on a destroyer and can seamlessly integrate with the ship's advanced Aegis radar and weapons control system. Another notable project is the 300 kilowatts high-energy laser counter ASCM program, HELCAP. Moving forward, in 2022, the Navy granted a contract to Northrop Grumman to develop a 1 megawatt laser capable of countering threats from killer drones, cruise missiles, and potentially even hypersonic missiles. As the conflict in the Red Sea and the Israel-Hamas war persist, the focus on air defense has intensified. The outcome could decide whether an aircraft carrier sails triumphantly or rests at the ocean floor. In anticipation of such scenarios, the US Navy has turned to laser weapons as the future air defense system for safeguarding its prized ships. To bring this innovative weapon to fruition, the Navy invites you to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. So go ahead and do that now. Thanks for tuning in.